What is up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again with another set review for you guys. Today we are going to be diving into the currently Japanese-only set ReZero Memory Snow coming to English later this year. And with us today we have a special guest, the Oliver I Love Hentai from Discord.
Yo, back again.
Also with me I have Carmen and Andy.
What's up?
And
I thought Ollie was from Chicago.
no, he lives in
He
Discord.
lives in Discord, lurking
Oh, that's crazy.
always
on the airwaves. Always good to have you, Ollie.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, care to start us off with this snow rabbit?
Yeah, it looks like a rabbit made of snow, and when it becomes reversed in battle, you can pay 1, top card a library into clock. If you do, search your deck for a memory snow character, put it into your hand. I always get the Ricky.
Goes to
Oh,
memory.
this is only a single rare.
Yeah.
Only a single rare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
red,
double
yellow
rares,
has
yellow.
no double rares, yeah. Goes to memory. Ricky that goes to memory. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
I think it's really good. It's pretty small, but
Not us.
I mean, it wants to die, right?
yeah,
So,
it's good because it can be facilitated as a turn 1 play.
and you have other options for, like, getting stuff out in
Yeah.
this set, so you don't even have to run, like, 4 of it like you do in other sets.
Yeah.
And just kind of throw it in there.
If you want to, you can run the set 1 Ricky because it grabs everything in the set pretty much.
Yeah.
But
But
this
it just
this
grabs
still-
magic
this,
weapon, yeah.
Yeah, this is still pretty fine. For like getting the actual memory compression and
Does
also if
the
you need
rem-
yellow.
Does the Rem Ricky have it can search stuff from memories now?
It's everything
It's
has
cer-
either magic or weapon. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's one of the
only
fuse
the only
cards.
problem with the Rem Ricky is that you can't grab it off of other things, but like that's not
Yeah.
That's not why you
it's
would
not
play
memory
the
snow
Ricky,
trait.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rem Ricky and like Rem cards in general are about pretty much all you can splash because some things key off name or search by magic or weapon. But like, yeah, I think it's just an A. I agree with you guys. Just a better than a normal on reverse Ricky because it goes to memory and it's not level locked, so you can grab anything. You can grab pieces of your your merge combo if you're playing that or something. If your hand's already set, like generally cards you want to keep.
Like if you're running a pure memory snow build, this seems like the best option. It's made of snow, it goes to your memory.
It's off color for the
There you
red-blue
go.
decks, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's not that big of an
It's
issue.
a level 0.
Yeah. Doesn't.
And it goes to your memory, so you never draw it again.
Yep. Better
Perfect.
than normal ranking. All right. I think we can
Sweet.
moving on.
Oh, by the way, that card is actually called Snow Rabbit.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Next we have Petra. Aim
Oh
for
my
New
God.
York? Question mark. At the beginning of your attack phase, choose a yellow character. It gets 500 power until the end of the turn, and it is a rest 1 deck search brainstorm for memory snow trait characters.
It's Remy for
fine.
yellow.
It's a fine brainstorm, yeah.
This is probably just the weakest of the brainstorms you can run in this set.
Probably. Somehow.
They're all search brainstorms
Yeah.
too. So.
There's one salvage. The red one's
Is there a
salvage.
salvage?
Yeah, the red one's salvage.
Oh, okay.
Which is important because this deck the running theme you're gonna see with a lot of this set really hurts for salvage comparatively to a lot of other sets.
If you're playing the Subaru combo, this is probably what you would play because
Yeah.
that's a reverse combo and the extra 500 could be relevant.
Yeah.
I guess. I know a lot of memory snow stuff is red and blue, though. And the fact that this only grabs
Yeah.
yellow, or only
Or
powers
no,
up
it only
with
powers
yellow.
yellow. Definitely
Seems
what
kinda
you run in the
restrictive.
yellow deck, probably, unless you're just gonna say, I want to run something else, in which case you can get any trait. Doesn't really matter. It's like fine. I would give it a B plus just because I really like the spot 500. Maybe I've played with Remy too much, but I have some bias towards that effect. But the fact that it's only yellow,
Seems a
kinda
little
whatever.
restrictive for no reason.
B for brainstorm,
yeah.
as they say.
All right, we got this Petra. She's looking very confused at this
She has a
Bro-
great face.
Robo Rabbit. So when this is placed on the stage from your hand, you may choose one card in your level and either the card we just looked at, the Brainstorm, a Petra Delicious Treats in your waiting room and swap them. So the top 2 cards here on the left. And then it also has Recollection when this is placed from hand to your stage. Snow Rabbit is in your memory. You can put a card from your hand in a stock, so you stock charge yourself out of your hand. And this gains 2,500 power for the turn only. So it's a 6,500 on play, and you can put a card from your hand into your stock. Is level swapping important for like the yellow finisher? Do you have to have specific things in level?
Yeah, I think there's a level requirement for either early play condition or the finisher. I can't quite remember.
Yes,
actually.
I do vaguely recall that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but this card's like pretty cool just because it puts because of hand to stock.
Yeah, hand to stock is either like really good or useless depending on your situation, but like good enough tech card. At least it swings in at a normal power on the turn you play it. Doesn't feel very bad.
Guess.
I mean, you have to pay the cost to get the power, though. You
Yeah.
have to put a card into stock if you want to
Get that power.
get the power. You can't just get the power. It forces you to minus.
The recollection cost, quote unquote, is negligible. You're gonna play that card if you're playing yellow, so that part doesn't really matter. But yeah, I agree. The fact that you have to neg hand,
Unless yellow has like some other big plays, like stock intensive plays at level 1 they want to facilitate. I'm not like a huge fan.
well, there's not many yellow cards, so we'll see very quickly.
Yeah, if this is one of your payoff cards for playing the this whole Petra package, not a big fan.
Yeah, not that impressive so far. We'll see. Maybe you run it just for the level swap. Probably important. All right, we can move on here.
This is Subaru. What's the name of this? Memory Snow Subaru. When it's played from hand stage, you can heal. Also, when it's played from hand stage, you can ditch a card to choose a Yuki Usagi Flying Assault type heavy firepower battle weapon in your waiting room and return it to hand. And then Recollection, if you have 4 more Snow Rabbits in memory, you choose a character, it gets 3k and 1 soul.
That's
4 or
pretty
more?
Okay.
You need all of them, yeah.
Yeah, you need all of them in memory. I believe there's a way to just put them in memory, though. I don't remember.
Does it have to be specifically Snow Rabbit, or is it like
Snow Rabbit, the name of the card?
The card Snow Rabbit.
Yeah, you need 4 of the Ricky in memory.
This event is a burn event. Burns for 2. 3/3 burn event.
Does that card count as Snow Rabbit?
No, that's the event that it bonds to.
Oh, okay.
Ditch bonds to it. You're in yellow, you run it, right? Like,
yeah, I mean it's a healer that bonds to a burn event. It's okay.
I don't think that last effect like almost ever comes up.
No.
Probably not.
No.
Putting that many things in memory. Even if you're playing yellow, you're probably playing the rems that go to memory, right? So like, I don't know. Can you really be paying that much stock to send things to memory? Yeah, it's like just kind of whatever.
We love memory.
I like it as an off finisher though. Like even if you don't run the Snow Rabbits, like the fact that it bonds to a burnable, like a burning event and it heals, you like actually don't have to run a top end.
Well, the burn event I believe requires you to have 3 or more Snow Rabbits. So if you're in yellow, you have to like go whole hog on yellow.
It's just a lot of stock overhead.
Yeah, that's 5 stock to burn 2 and heal 1.
Then you have to get the rabbits in memory.
Yeah, because you got to pay 2, ditch a card. It's 5 stock and a card. You have to pay 2, ditch a card to grab this event, and then the event costs 3.
No, the event costs 3. You're right. I thought it was 2.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, not great, but it's a healer.
I still like that it's an off finisher without a climax combo. Opens up some space for other combos.
Yeah, if you wanted to splash yellow or something.
I think just being a heal that like lets you just grab your finisher is pretty fine.
But it's kind of weird though. Like you can't really just splash yellow though, because let's say these were the only 3 yellow cards you run, right? The rabbits go to your memory.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be in your clocker level. So you'd probably need a little bit more dedicated to yellow than just these 3 cards. But I mean, there's like the Felt Runner and other good.
Well, you can't splash those
cards. You can't?
No, yeah, this is Memory Snow. like when we said that you could splash the Remriki, that's one of like
What do you,
three
what do you mean you
cards.
can't splash? What do you mean you can't splash felt runners?
You
When
just-
are you ever searching for a felt runner? You want to
Well,
open with it.
You have other runners in the set. There's just no reason to run off trait stuff because a lot of stuff keys off having memory trait boards.
Well,
But
also
it's yellow.
don't forget we also like
Yellow.
literally just went over a level swapper.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
So,
we did.
Yeah.
You're right.
I just after playing with Memory Snow a bit and like looking into the set more, I hate the general idea of even trying to put normal ReZero cards in the deck. I think they just weaken the deck almost every time you do it, with like very, very few exceptions. But I think we can get into that more when we get to like blue. I think that's the color where it really comes up a lot more. So yeah, we can move on.
Yes, we got Dane, also aiming for New York. When he attacks, choose one of your other Memory Snow characters. It gets 500 power times the number of other Memory Snow characters.
Shimakai, boring. Zzz. Zzz. I'm sleeping.
Yeah. If you're going hard on,
I'm
if you're going
asleep.
hard on reverse
It's
strategy. It's
literally it's literally only playable if you're playing the Subaru level 1.
Yeah. Bleh. Do not like. Boring.
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dane. Next card.
all right.
I think it's also Dane.
We've got Lucas. Aim for New York? Question mark. When this card becomes reversed, if the level of this card's battle opponent is higher than the level of your opponent, put that character into stock and bottom card of stock to waiting room.
Is this 500 power over stat?
Are they normally 65?
Actually, I think this is just on stat line.
Yeah, it's a pretty typical stock swap bomb. That's
I think the bottom deckers are 65.
Yeah, bottom deck is 65. Stock is 7k. The ones that are stock usually have other abilities, though, so I guess you don't see this often. Like, I think of the Asuna. She's like, what? She's like draw ditch on play.
I
Like a
think
500 power demerit. Yeah, it's fine.
It's a fine card.
C+. Yellow. Ugh.
Just
Only play it in
a
yellow.
generic vanilla stock bomb. It's pretty okay, I guess.
Pretty whatever.
As like a one of to search up when you need it, I guess.
Alright.
I'm not that particularly big of a fan of like bombs for anti-change profiles.
I think they're better in English because of Yo. But, you know, I think that's just, you know, our meta, I guess. At least in NA. In NA, Love Live Sunshine is unbelievably popular. We say that every time we talk about a bomb.
Preferring bombs more lately because the counters are usually just so costly.
So,
I'd
I mean, I
rather
guess
just play
ReZero has
the,
good ones, but
I've
well,
been liking
the reason-
clears more. Like 2-1 big power ones more, but like they're so bad against Yo. They're good in like every other matchup. They're bad against Love Live Sunshine. So it depends on what you're running into.
Yeah, that's a meta call.
Alright, we can move on. Alright, this Petra's dank. Alright, 3-2,
It has
9-5
a
power.
shot.
If the Petra aim in New York and the delicious treats are in your level, it gets -1 enhanced, so that's the level requirement. I guess that makes the level swapper a little better. You can early play this level 2. Climax combo, if you got the shot in your climax zone, and this is in your front row, until the next end of your opponent's turn, this gains the following ability. At the beginning of the attack phase, choose up to 2 level 0 or lower Memory Snow characters in your waiting room, place them to separate slots on the stage, and you may put the top card of your library into the waiting room. If that card is a Memory Snow or a 3/3 burn event, choose one of your other level 0 or lower characters, and for the turn, that character gains 9,000 power and +1 soul. That is dank. So you summon 2 level 0s, so you only have to play this card, and then you play the climax, and you get 2/3 soul lanes and 1/2 soul lane, and you probably clear 2 lanes. Is the
I'm kind
idea?
of confused on the wording. It says until the end of your opponent, the next end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah, so you can do it. You can do it on your opponent's turn too, so you get 2 turns of it. So if they say I'm going to clear off your stuff.
Because it's just the beginning of the attack phase, either players. Okay.
This is pretty dank with the time machine.
Well, yeah, and it only gains the last one until the end of your turn, I believe is how the wording works. In English, it'll be a lot more clear because of the way they word things in English. But it's not like you could stack the 9,000 power across turn. You're not giving 1,800 power somewhere. You're giving it like once each turn, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
But still, like, I don't know. If you have the, what is it? I think the biggest level 0 is the Subaru, the one that sits in the center. It's a 4K level 1.
Oh yeah, yeehaw.
So, yeah.
Subaru.
So you could put a 13K in the center lane. Throw this on the side lane, because this doesn't have to be center slot. It just has to be front row. This is pretty dank. This is a pretty good payoff
So
card.
what I really like about it is that you're getting the actual burn damage for your, quote unquote finisher from the rabbit event anyway,
Yeah.
the 3/2. So there's your burn damage, and then because that costs stock, this is super stock efficient.
Because it's just
Also,
one.
you do this at level 2. It's an early play.
You just get 2 lanes of big beaters for the cost of 1. You have to play the climax, but I mean, like, you have till level 2 to get it.
The fact that you can just start doing it at level 2 and it's so cost effective.
Yeah, and like you don't even have to
Kinda
burn
crazy.
out. You can just save your stock for playing the 3/3 event, and it hits on the event. Like, so it hits on probably the only event in your deck if you're playing yellow. So that's good. Are there like enough cards to even like vary your counts in this yellow deck with the number of cards I'm seeing? And like what you have to run, I feel like you run like 4 4 4 4 4 4. Like,
You have to run other colors if you're probably going to play this, because
yeah.
your only level 0s in yellow are literally the Ricky and Brainstorm.
So yeah, you probably run Yeehaw Subaru just because that's probably the best oversized profile. Like the middle lane Subaru, it's like a 4K level 1 if it's in the center lane. Which is fine. It's really good with this card. I like the idea of having a cross turn 13K wall for nothing. Your opponent could side it, but like, and you can just play the combo again.
I want to bring mono yellow memory snow to trios now.
This card's dank. This card's awesome, yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Seems like a good deck.
This is B plus, A minus.
I think it's playable, yeah.
It's like somewhere in the middle there. It's like this is super cool.
I like it a lot, but I don't think I'd give it A.
I don't think this combo's that good. I think it's more funny than anything else.
Maybe I'm the spicy player this time. I really like this. I think
nah, at level 3 it sucks, but when you do it at level 2,
yeah,
then you do it again at level 3.
I think the cool interaction with this is like just like putting time machines out there and just not having reverse targets.
Yeah, you could run the Betty time machine. And then wait, can you just put you could do 2 turns of Betty time machines, because if she gets a reverse on your opponent's turn, she also goes to memory. So you could just like have double time machine and have just like a bunch of cards on your field that you would then just play over other cards, and they'd go to waiting room and be really funny. You could also pull out the Ram PR that Japan really likes and maybe get some extra stock off this because it's swinging for extra soul. You like put that in open lane, try to fish for a cancel because it goes to stock on cancel. That's an interesting synergy.
Or like some like silly interactions like a runner and a clean cut.
Mm-hmm.
So you like get the reverse of the runner, then reverse of the clean cut, pull the runner back, and then you can just run if you need to.
Yeah, are you talking about splashing normal re-0 clean cut? Yeah, because it's just level 0.
Yeah.
Or no, they're memory snow characters. You can't pull it out.
Oh.
It can if you have the clean cut on board already, you could do that, but then you're quote unquote negging, I guess.
Yeah, alright. Never mind. That would have been really funny though.
It can summon stuff to back row, notably. It doesn't say you have to put them in front row. You could like summon a tech card to your back row or something. You could like pull a Rem memory card out of your grave, put it in your back row, send it to memory the next turn.
I know like an original ReZero had some good cards, like the one Rem and Ram eating berries card that you could like sacrifice to do an effect. If Memory Snow has anything like that, that'd be pretty cool.
The berry
Summon
one.
one of those and then like you can sacrifice it later for a plus to clear the lane.
Yeah. But alright, yeah, we've talked about this enough. We can move on. I just think this is really funny.
Super solid.
This is Petra Delicious Treats. If you are level 3 or higher, character craftsman gets -1 soul. Beginning your opponent's attacks phase, you may put the top card of your library into waiting room. If it's a memory stone character or the event, move this to an empty slot in the front row.
Nora.
this is a really bad mill runner.
500 power, yeah.
500 power mill runner, and it gives -1 soul, probably one of the worst.
So yeah, you can run out of the way so that this card pluses, or you can run it in front of something so that it dies and you neg, but they didn't do damage.
But are you?
Yeah, that's the joke is that you probably want to take damage if you're running a runner.
Well,
you're trying to get yourself to
like,
1.
This is never going to be alive on your opponent's turn to run.
Yeah.
It will when you use the felt from before to summon this to your field.
Yeah,
give
so
it
it's a
9,000
9/5.
power.
Ooh.
I guess
Broken.
that is a line of play you can
Neg
make.
soul wall. I guess you're running this in your deck anyway because it has to go to level, so you could do that if you
Oh,
wanted
that's
to.
true. You're
That
forced
is
to play
true.
this card.
I still don't like it.
I like this card a lot, actually.
I'd
give it an A, perhaps a
think-
plus even.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah, ugh.
This card is like, if it wasn't for the fact that it was required for the level 3, I would say this is unplayable.
Yeah,
this
I
card-
don't.
No. This card's great.
pretty bad.
Actually, I'm gonna give it a D+.
No, I think this card's pretty good. Compared to
Sucks.
other mill runners,
It sucks. It
really
doesn't do
nice that it-
anything.
Really bad.
It doesn't do anything.
It's not even good as a runner.
I'm sorry. Can I say what I was gonna say, or are you just gonna
No.
keep telling me I'm wrong all night?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
This felt. I like
Petra.
it compared to other. Oh yeah, Petra, whatever.
All right, we're off to a good start.
Yeah. All right. The nice thing about her compared to other mill runners is she hits off your event cards. And since you need that was like one of the most annoying things with mill runners for me is that they don't hit off of events, but this one does. Yuki Usagi is the event
The
card, so
burn
it hits
event,
off
yeah.
that. It's really cool. I don't think the power is really relevant on a runner anyway. I mean, you're trying to run away from combat. If your opponent wants to get over it, they literally have to tri-field you, which, opens them up to getting blown up. And I like the long game utility of it. The fact that this is the one that's the clock condition for the. It's the clock condition for later on. So it's good even later in the game too. And the fact that when you're at level 3 with the felt from before, you summon it to
Petra.
the field
Petra.
and you can give spot minus soul. Yeah, Petra. That's what I said. Give it minus a soul. And you can just bring it out on your opponent's turn. Give it 9,000 power. I think it's if you're running the yellow memory snow deck, this is like a great card.
Okay, so like with the event thing, if we were playing like 8 to 10 events in this deck, I would agree with you that being able to mill events is.
You can't.
But it only hits on this one event, so you can't even do that. If this thing just like hit on any events and we were playing like 8 to 10 events in this deck, then yeah, the being able to hit on events is cool. But like just running 4 extra non-misses is usually a non-issue. And this being 500
Statistically,
power means it literally dies to any tri-field, and losing like a plus on the first turn of the game can actually be pretty detrimental.
Yeah, I don't like it in concept. I don't think that on a level 0 is worth 2K.
Yeah.
I think that if
And,
this was 1,500, I might be more agreeing with you, Andy. But the fact that it's a 2K demerit is too much for me.
And the fact that that this only works at level 3 means it's not even a good target for the combo.
Yeah,
So
because it
you're
doesn't
kinda
work at
playing
level
that.
2. Your opponent would have
It's
to
on your
early play.
opponent's turn too, and if they level you up in the process,
It's not.
you
If
summon
they
like
have.
2 of these out.
But then they'll just attack into this first, so it's
Yeah,
not an
they'll
issue.
just attack into it first, or doesn't matter. Like, okay, so basically you're saying this is a level 1. Wow, I just gave my opponent a way to side for more precise damage. That's the thing I hate about it the most. Like, -1 soul isn't enough if it's not like a level 3 or at least a level 2, because then it removes everything.
I guess the thing though is you get to choose where you put it, right? You don't need to pull it out if that's going to be the case. If you don't want them swinging for less, you could just summon
But then why are you
nothing, or
why
you
are
could
you
summon
playing it at all other than for the
gives you
level
options.
requirement? Like, obviously you
playing
have
it
to run
anyways.
it. You obviously you have to run it. So like these lines of play you're suggesting are valid. I'm just saying, like, I think it's always a bad idea at at like your opponent's like high 2, maybe level 3, to put down a card that they could side for 2, like 2+ trigger. Those are like game losing decisions.
Well, so you throttle their damage, just like move to another lane.
I disagree. It's not throttling damage when it's a level 1. It's only when it's a level 2 or higher going into that thing. I don't think it's like a game losing play to put level 1s on the board going into like your finisher turn. Like
the timing
so
when this
often.
effect goes off is like actually detrimental most of the time. Like giving your opponent the ability to side for precise damage is like actually what loses you the game usually.
Damage modulation wins games, and you're giving your opponent a damage modulation target. Like if you put this in the front row. So I don't think you'd ever do that. Like you'd never use the effect is what I think Ollie and I are trying to say. It's like you putting this on the field to do that would probably cause you to lose the game because your opponent would side it for exact damage, and all you have is this shitty 0. That
I think it could possibly win you the game too by throttling damage in specific situations. When it's good, you run it to where you want it to be. When it's not good, you just let it sit in the back row, or you don't summon it off of Petra. Yeah, I got it right that time. It is Petra.
I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to agree on it. It's just like I've seen too many people lose doing that. We're saying this card will throttle damage, and then they lose because that card was there. Even with level 2s, I think level 2s happens even more often.
I'm looking at it in the context of the yellow deck specifically. I guess this technically is a splashable card, and are you guys judging it in that sense that would you splash it?
I'm just looking in terms of the deck that we play in, which is a deck that plays this level 3 combo.
And you still think it's a D?
Yeah. I think it's a D+. I think it'd be.
Yeah.
I think it's unplayable if it wasn't for the fact that this was the early play condition.
I'm very close to agreeing with Holly, actually. I gave it a C- just because I can see maybe one situation where I would put it in the front row of Petra, and my opponent would have to be basically at level 2 and have no early plays on field because of the timing before attack phase. If they fielded a bunch of level 1s and there was no chance that I would die, I would put it out there, and that would be literally the only situation I would use the card in the way you're describing.
Marginally useful.
Yeah, it's like I think it loses you the game in the way the tempo of most games plays out. I think this card is a game-losing play to summon. Giving your opponent a level 1 is like the worst thing ever. Level 1s and level 2s are like super, super fucking bad in those situations where you're already behind, right? Because in this situation, you're already behind because you're at level 3 somehow, and your opponent is either not or getting ready to kill you at that timing. So you're just giving them a free side for 1 less soul.
Yes, but this card wants to be in your level anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you run it anyway. We're not saying you don't run it.
You're probably not having a ton of these on your field in the end game.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you did need it, you could just set it in your back row, and then your opponent goes through their attack phase. You look at their field, and if it's appropriate to move it up, you do. If not, you just let it chill in the back.
I just don't see the time we ever do that. I would summon literally any other card that was more valuable than this. That didn't let my opponent side for 1 less soul. Like literally any other 0. And in that way, the Subaru's bad in that center slot too, because it's a level 1. But you could always put that in the side lane, I guess, as a shitter. That doesn't matter.
I get what you guys are saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But I still think it's an A. I'm sticking with it.
Andy the Spice Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Me, the Spice Hater. All right.
And you didn't think we'd have enough content with yellow. Look at that. Look at that nice discussion rounding out the video.
All right, who this?
This is me.
I fucking forgot.
It's me. We got Mild. His name is Mild. Aim for New York.
Yeah, he's the opposite of spicy.
Yeah, Carmen should have read this one. If you don't have another Memory Snow character, this card does not stand during your stand phase. And he cannot side attack. So, if you're playing all Memory Snow, it's not really...
This is also just
kind of alright.
I hate it.
Barely playable.
I hate that condition. That is my most hated condition for any card in this entire fucking game. I hate it.
Rough, yeah.
I hate it. Like,
But you're gonna always have memory snow if you're playing memory.
Not
snow.
if you're going first.
Yeah, not if he's your only character.
Yeah.
I guess you would have to field something else with him, like maybe your brainstormer, or just another level 0 in the back.
But do you really want to mull for that? Like when this is a 4K? Like this is a 4K. It's supposed to be a card that holds field, and like a card that you shit out if you're turn 0 and your opponent has trouble answering. And you just said, this card doesn't stand because I didn't have any other level 0s, because the rest of my hand is completely set to do what I want. Like, why would you just make your opening hand worse?
I guess just clock and don't attack.
Disagree. Game losing.
If you're going first, it's not.
There
if you're going second, it is.
There are literally so many better options at level 0 than this card.
This is like a profile for like a 2014 set.
I don't know. This is a profile that people think is playable when they're earlier on, I think, in playing Weiss, where they think that vomiting 3 cards onto the field on their first turn is the right play. When at level 0...
My field Flame of Climax seems pretty
If you're going second, but then you only have a front row, and you committed 4 cards...
like your opponent's like halfway to dead already.
At level 0, you want to play as few cards as possible to generate as much advantage as you can. Cards are too valuable in this game. And this card says you need to play more cards. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Especially when the level 0 Subaru exists. There's no reason to play this at all.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I think it's playable, but, you know, there probably are better options.
I think it's like on the cusp,
even in Memory Snow, like all the other yellow cards you'd max out on before you'd play the first copy of this, probably.
Yeah.
And you don't need that much yellow. Like
rather play the
surely
Petra
there's
than this
a
card.
good blue or red yellow.
We just fought about.
I'd
I'd play 4 of that Petra before I put a single one on the card of this deck.
Oh.
At least it can run out of the way.
Like, I mean, if you want to be mono yellow for whatever reason, I guess, but
yeah, I think I hate the first demerit way too much. It's like my most hated line of text, I think, in this entire game.
Definitely try to run some other colored tech cards at 0 and yellow.
Yeah, I don't think you run mono yellow.
Well, you can play mono yellow. You just run some other.
Run some other 0s.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brian, you get the cool one.
This is Subaru Different World Style Agitation. If you have 2 or more other Memory Snow characters, it gains 1 level and sits at 5,500. Level 2. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, if you have 2 or less cards in your memory, you can choose a Snow Rabbit in your waiting room and send it to memory. It has a climax combo off of Wind. When it reverses its battle opponent, if the Wind is in your climax zone, search your deck for a yellow character, show it to your opponent.
Pretty whatever combo.
Better than a normal Shimakaze. Gives you free memory compression on play.
I'm starting to like the Snow Rabbit a little bit more now, too.
It also sits at like a set reasonable power.
Yeah, it just sits at 55. It's the same as the Rem.
Level 2, they can't even side it for...
Which is the big level 1 combo in the set. It's like similar profile. Level 2, 5,500, but this one's cross turn.
It also has really good climax art.
Yeah, the climax art's very funny.
The extra level is like really relevant too against certain matchups. Specifically, probably Love Live Sunshine. You know, that's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
Because normal ReZero was good against Love Live Sunshine 2 with Puck, because it's at level 2. And this is kind of like Memory Snow's version.
Well, it's either really good or really bad. It depends if they're playing Ruby. Letting Ruby side for 1 to 2 is pretty good for the Love Live Sunshine player. But, you know, that means they're playing Ruby and they're playing a worse version of the deck. So
letting Ruby side for 1 or 2, I mean, that's better than just like it's first deck and you're eating 4.
Yeah, I guess it is first deck. You could just eat shit. But yeah, I think this is fine. I like that it gives you free memory compression on play. If you didn't want to play the Snow Rabbits, you can just like ditch them, and then when you go for your combo, you just get free memory compression. That's the best part of the card, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything else, whatever. We saw the Shimakai, so if you're mono level, you can do that to get this to a more reasonable power level to get a reverse. It's fine. C+.
It's That's okay, yeah.
You know what? I'd give it a B- for the free memory compression, actually.
Yeah,
The on-play memory compression for free. That's pretty good.
If you have nothing better to play, this is a fine climax combo.
It's better than a free stock charge, free memory compression.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Don't want to play that card anymore anyway. Alright, let's go to the last one. Is this me? Mecha Usagi Rabbit. Recollection, if you don't have a memory snow character, you can't play this. And if you have 3 or more of the snow rabbit in your memory, deal 2 to your opponent and heal the top card of your clock.
It heals too.
Yeah, card's dank. This is the payoff card for yellow. Like, pretty good.
Man, that would combo really well with a card that you could move in front of your opponent's character and then lower their damage.
No.
They're healing.
Nope.
So you could then heal it off, yeah.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Well, this isn't a counter, so.
I mean, well, if this was a counter, I would like this card a lot more.
Yeah, I think this card as it stands is fine. 2 decent effects. 2's a good number at endgame. Requirements heftier than I think it seems. If you wanted to somehow like splash this card in a more normal deck. But you know, I'm gonna give it the C+. It's 2 decent effects on 1 card. But it's not splashable, which is the problem. It requires too much of a big package. If it was more splashable, it'd be a lot better.
Man, all these cards that require this Ricky to be in memory, just more damage that you have to take to resolve those Rickies.
Yeah, taking damage is a
I don't
misplay.
know. I think the yellow cards are really cool. Like in context of just the yellow deck, it looks pretty solid. But
I mean,
I think like a lot of the scores we've given have been like C's and B's and D's and stuff, and it's like it's not that the cards are bad; it's just they're not splashable.
I mean, this is like a
You
what?
only
Like
really run them in the yellow deck.
It's like a $40 deck. It's mono yellow. Like
$40, I'd make that.
like
Sign me up.
whatever.
No double race.
Not a single double rare in yellow.
Yep.
So
Budget color.
yeah, it's fine. Yellow as a whole, obviously, like Ricky's the most important card in the color. Subaru Bonder's fine. Petra's dank. We already talked about the runner for 20 minutes.
As far as like a budget deck goes, like budget options, like it's one of the better budget decks I've seen probably.
It's a solid budget option for sure.
Got a real brainstormer.
Yeah.
That's something. Like a usable brainstormer profile. Alright, yeah, I guess that's it for yellow, right? No other thoughts on this color? That was 11 cards.
It was definitely 11 cards.
This might be the shortest set review color that we have. Like just flat out. All right, let's cut it off. We'll see you guys in the next color.